So today in this class, we discuss about the pivot table. So why is the pivot
Mhm.
table? Pivot table used for the analyze, summarize, and represent of the data. So pivot table
Mhm.
used for the analyze, summarize, and represent of the data. So this is our
Mhm.
data. This is simple sales data. So I just want to know which product, which regions, how many quantity sold. Just I want to
Mhm.
inside which region, how many quantity will sold. Okay. So
Mhm.
we just select this and go to the insert and here the pivot table. Just click on the pivot table and just press the OK. New sheet will coming here. New sheet will coming here.
Mhm.
And when you click, this is the pivot area. When you click on pivot, you got the here list of your pivot table. So now we
Mhm.
have just put this region to this row level. We got the list of my
Mhm.
regions and put this quantity in the value sections, got the result. So now you can see
Mhm.
every region total sold quantity will be shown here. Okay,
Mhm.
so use for pivot
Mhm.
table, making the summary and getting the insight from the your entire data. You can use this.
Mhm.
Understand?
Yes.
Any problem?
No, no, it's okay.
Okay. Now we move to next topic. So this is my data, and now I want to understand the structure of the pivot table. So first, before the apply pivot table, you search, you check your data. Your data will be proper, no have any blank row, no have the blank column, and also heading will be available. So you
Mhm.
can check the before apply the pivot. Your data will be without blank and also column field have a all column field, no any blanks. Because your pivot read the column. Now
Mhm.
go to the insert and click here pivot table or just press the OK. You have add the new
Mhm.
sheet automatically new sheet because there is selected by default selected new sheet and just press the OK. Your new sheet will be coming here. Now
Mhm.
when you click, this is the pivot area. When you click on the pivot, your field list will be coming here. But sometime
Mhm.
your field list is not coming, so you have right click here and click or show click on the show field list and
Mhm.
can show the your field list. I also told you remember your column heading not be blank because in the pivot table your column heading will be read here. Okay,
Mhm.
and you have the
Mhm.
four options: filter, column, row, and value. And put this the field and drop here, and your report will be show here. Just like I
Mhm.
want to say total sales channels. So just sales channel put down the row. The all sales channel list coming here. In the data,
Mhm.
have our sales channel multiple time repeated, but pivot give you unique list. Okay, pivot give
Mhm.
you unique list.
Mhm.
Now we have give the now understand why put the in the row, why not in the column. So if you put the row, your list will be coming vertical. But you want to make the list horizontal, you can put the column. Okay? You check the list in the
Mhm.
column.
Mhm.
So as per your
Mhm.
requirement, you have put the row and column. But
Mhm.
in the value fix, which column you want to calculate? Drop here this field options. Just like I want to calculate the quantity. So put the quantity and put here. So sum of
Mhm. Mhm.
quantity show here. So by default, because your quantity is a number, so here by default show the sum of quantity. But you can change. How can? Just single click here and you can go to the one list options. The last one, value fill list. Value fill setting. Value fill setting. Also, you can double click here, got the list. Okay. So double click on your
Mhm.
fill, which fill want to calculate. Double click just. Also, single click and select the value fills setting. And you can change this count, average, minimum, maximum, product, count numbers, standard deviations, variance. These are the calculations. Just like I want to the average of MRP. So we have put MRP in the value sections. Okay. You can also put the multiple field in the all segment, value row and row column value and filter. So we have put the MRP here. Now I want to change the calculation. I want to average of MRP, not a sum of MRP. So click the value field setting and select the average and just press the OK. The average of MRP. Okay. Now this is the application. Now I want to format my report, and also I want to put my region also the column, say rows. Put the rows here, region here. So every F channel got the regions by sale. But I want to format my data. Just first I want to change the heading of. So we are right here, apps, channel, and region. Okay. This is the, I want to change also this some figure, the sold quantity. And this is the rate. Okay. So you have also changed your column heading. Also change your row and column value. Just like this is central, northern region. I want to change here NR. So click at NR and press the enter. Enter. Every northern region change to NR. You can change. But you can't change your figure. I want to change this to 500. You can't change. Okay. So you have changed your row and columns legend, and you do not change your values, calculated values, which filled in the value sections. Now I want to apply the formatting. You can also format your pivot like a normal data. Let's say apply the colors, apply the borders. But I suggest you use the inbuilt feature with the pivot. How can? So just click here. When you click the pivot, you have two new tab in the menu. Pivot table analyze. But when you click on pivot, you got the pivot table analyze and pivot table design. Pivot table analyze and pivot table design. So click the pivot table design, and here is the pivot style. Okay. Here is the pivot style. We have select any type of your pivots here and just click apply. Click here, your pivot will be applied here. Okay. You can also apply your visualizations. Just like I want to show this report table also and also in the chart. Okay. So just click your pivot, and you can also go to the pivot chart. Here is the pivot chart. You can also go to the insert normal pivot. Both are the same. I just click here, pivot chart here, and select and drag here, and go to the design. In the design, have a multiple predefined our design for charts. Which design you have choose and is suitable, for example, select and just apply. Okay. Now I want to send this report to my colleague. How can send? I don't want to send my data only for one sheet, this sheet. So just click here, go to the move or copy. Move or copy. Okay. Move on, copy. And when you click the move and copy, I click the new book and just create copy and open. Your entire sheet with data and reports will be export in the new file, and you can send this file. But remember, if you think with this pivot, my data is not sending. So you are wrong.
Mhm.
When you double click
Mhm.
your here, say I want to double click here. Yeah, I want to double click on the central. So in new sheet coming here, the all central data will be show here. So remember,
Mhm. Mhm.
pivot can store your data with pivot. Okay, when you here, if you extract or delete your data, but pivot also carry the data inside the pivot data will be carried. Just double click and
Mhm.
show the
Mhm.
data. But I want
Mhm.
to disable this feature. So right click and go to the pivot table options. Here, the data segment, and uncheck here show
Mhm.
details and save source data with file. And just open. Now double click here, data is not coming. Okay. So if you want to send your report to any persons and do not want to store the data, so before the extracting your sheet, change your pivot table options in the data and unclick this. After that, you have right click and move and copy, and you have create the new workbook and create copy and paste the OK. Your this sheet will be copy and paste in the new sheet as a pivot, and your data also not will store it with pivot. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
understand? So
Yes, yes,
today
yes.
we have discussed how can create the pivot, what is the pivot, how can do with the
Mhm.
pivot. Okay,
Mhm.
so before
Mhm.
going to next features, I want to try. You have make 10 pivot on this data as per your thing. Okay.
Mhm.
I have shared this data to you. You have tried because pivot is the very important part and you have learned with the practice. Okay.
Mhm.
So we have
Mhm.
learned this slowly with practice. So I have shared this data on WhatsApp. You have download the data and try to make some pivots and send to me. I have checked and then understand if what you know about the pivot before. Then we have
Mhm.
discussed in the further next topic. Okay.
Okay.
So I have
Send it.
I have shared.
Send it
Yeah,
again.
I have sent the today class recording also. Also today class 5.
So the pivot table is it's all about summarizing data.
Yeah, pivot table is just summarizing data, but pivot table you can make the attractive, powerful dashboard like this.
Okay.
Okay, this data also help make with the pivot table. So in the support sheet, they are the pivots.
Mhm.
You can see here.
Mhm.
Okay, so pivot table is the foundation of
Okay.
the making the data analytics reports.
Mhm. Mhm.
Understand?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So meet on next class,
Yes. Yes.
and you have tried to apply the pivot
All
and
right.
also solve the practical and